But we begin with a story in the New York Times. Reportedly, Jerry Jones is threatening to sue the NFL to block the proposed contract extension for Roger Goodell. Jones is angry at Goodell for suspending Ezekiel Elliott, and he has told the owners on the compensation committee, the owners of the Giants, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Falcons, and the Texans, pretty big owners, that he will sue them personally if the contract extension is not scrapped. The Times says Jones has hired famed attorney David Boyce.
The on-again, off-again, on-again, off-again saga of Ezekiel Elliott that has gone on since August, when the 6-game suspension was handed down, is off again. Ezekiel Elliott finally has dropped his appeal. And the reason he did it is because legally he knew that he had very little chance of having this appeal resolved before the 6 games had been served anyway.
2nd and 9, pressure on Prescott, and down he goes. Now 3rd and 13. Prescott sacked again. Guess who? Adrian Claiborne, number 5.
Protection. They got 2 guys assigned to 1. You just cannot get beat outside if you're Chaz Green.
I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. This is a hard video for me to do because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated as a fan because of what the organization has done in the last couple of weeks. You know, in other years past, the last, decade that I've seen Cowboys football, it's always been hit or miss. It's been times where it's been incredibly difficult to watch because basically the on-field play was terrible. You know, there was times where you just wanted to pound your head into a table because they went 8-8 for 3 straight seasons and just missed the playoffs. They lost to their division rival in Week 17 to miss the playoffs 3 seasons in a row to 3 different teams. It's ridiculous. But this time around, I'm seeing that it's more of an off-the-field issue than it is on the field. Some of that stuff you did see was on the field issue, and we're going to talk about each one, but it feels like there's a bigger problem looming than the stuff that's going on the field right now. So let's talk about each of these scenarios of what's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys. Now I'm going to get into what I feel is the biggest issue last in this video. So if you want to hear that, skip up a little bit because I know what you guys think is the number one problem with the Dallas Cowboys. But we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll be talking about some of the things that are more on the field based, or in this case, a little bit of both. Ezekiel Elliott, the whole suspension thing. Look at those stats for his career. 23 games, 2,414 yards, and 22 touchdowns. That's almost a touchdown per game in his career, and that's over 100 yards per game. My problem with this whole scenario was how long this process took. It was kind of the same thing with Deflategate. However, when Deflategate was around, it got done to where Brady missed the first 4 games of the year and then came back and helped his team to win the Super Bowl that year. With this case, Ezekiel is missing the middle to late part of our season. It was right after the Chiefs game that he got suspended. He's missing a big chunk of our big games. He missed the Eagles game that just happened. He's missing our Thanksgiving game. He's missing games that we should have probably needed him had it been around. If he had missed the first 6 games, it would have been an okay issue because then it would have been, we can get to 4-2, somewhere around there, and have a presence to where these bigger games with the Chiefs and the Eagles and a couple of other teams, divisional rivals, would have been easier for us to win with him there. With him missing this big part of the schedule, it not only threw off what the Cowboys' game plan was, it kind of just changed the course of what we're doing here. Because now you're worrying about, was this guy going to be back in time? Is he going to be on the field this week? You know, the issues with Alfred Morris getting on the field. Alfred actually had a really good game against the Eagles last week. So, but you're missing a guy that's a big playmaker. He was scoring a lot of touchdowns right before he got out. So the fact that he's missing this part of the schedule is incredibly harmful to the Cowboys, and you see it without Zeke. Dak is really struggling when it comes to some of these plays, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it really does suck to have Zeke not on the field at such a big part of the season. Now we're going to talk about 2 big injuries that have plagued the Cowboys the last couple of games. Tyron Smith and Shawn Lee. Shawn Lee, I think, has been the less impactful injury. But if you look at some of the stats that you see when it comes to him being on the field versus when he's not on the field, they're staggering. The rushing yards double. The opponent's rushing yards double when he is not on the field versus when he's on the field. He's a big-time linebacker presence that makes it known that he's going to help this organization, help this team. Because this defense, the defensive front seven has got a lot better. The DB help is not great yet, but the front seven has done a really, really good job this season. Without Shawn Lee being there, that's one big piece of the puzzle to get this thing done. And DeMarcus Lawrence and David Irving can't do it all at once, And then the bigger issue is Tyron Smith not being here. Now he's going to play. It looks like he's going to play against the Chargers. But you look at those two games, and it was pitiful without him. It was like just begging for water at that point. You're in the desert. You're just begging for water because Chaz Green was the desert. He could not block my grandma. He gave up 6 sacks to Adrian Claiborne, who admittedly has one pass rushing move. One. Just one. It's terrible. Byron Bell was decent, but not great. It's a huge presence to lose a guy that's been a Pro Bowler, has played very, very good the last couple seasons for a Cowboys offensive line that was ranked one of the higher ones coming into this year. That's lost a little bit of its steam, but still, not having that guy, these two guys on the field is huge because it loses that mentality of these guys are going to help you win these football games. And, especially for the Tyron Smith case, look at how much it's hurt the team. So it's a big loss having these two guys not on the field. Third thing we got to address here is the struggle of Dak Prescott. This isn't 100% his fault because, as we talked about, if you can't get help from your offensive line, you're going to make mistakes. But you look at him in the last 2 games, he doesn't look like Dak Prescott. The stats in the last 2 games, 38 of 61, 321 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I'd like to point out that's for 2 games. 2 games, he has 321 total passing yards. No touchdowns in those 2 games. No throwing touchdowns. He has 1 rushing touchdown against the Falcons and 3 interceptions. What the hell? If Dak has got to be the leader of this group, the leader of this organization, and especially without Zeke in this case, he's got to find ways to make better plays. I guess that rhymed, but he's got to find a way to make better plays. He doesn't have Zeke there, and he throws to Dez all the freaking time. Throw to somebody else, Dak. I know it's a difficult decision. You're in there with a lot more pressure, but 14 targets to Dez is ridiculous. Do not rely on one man that we're considering trading at this point. You got to throw it over to more targets. Got to make better passes. This is just a thing that I'm seeing that's worrying me if the season continues like this. Dak has to get better. That's what's going on with the Cowboys. And here we go. The big one, the big reason, the most obvious reason why the Dallas Cowboys are failing. What is wrong with the Dallas Cowboys is these 2 fucking idiots on your screen right here. Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett is a terrible head coach. He is what Mitch and Adam have called the clapper. Yeah, great play. Yeah, get it done. Clapping her on the sidelines, getting it done, but being basically a mascot for the team because he doesn't do anything besides that. He doesn't change his motives. He doesn't change his reasoning. When something bad happens to the Cowboys, it's, well, I guess we screwed up there. Are you kidding me? And Jerry Jones has about 5 million issues with him right now. He's trying to, as you saw in the first clip, trying to sue Goodell. I think he dropped that at this point, but he's got his issue with Goodell not signing his contract extension, even though all 32 owners already agreed to this decision back in, May, was it? Earlier this year. And the fact that Jerry Jones has his focus is attacked on Goodell, not really focused on the team issues. He's mad because Zeke was suspended and it's wrong and we're losing revenue because of it. That's basically what it is. I mean, if you don't have your star running back there and you keep losing games, you're going to lose money, you're going to lose interest. And that's what Jerry Jones, all he cares about. That's all he cares about is money. He makes a lot of damn money. You see all the games that he gets there with all the, not only high school, but he gets college games all the damn time. He loves the moolah coming to his stadium. So, he's had his issues with that. But look at this tweet that I put in the middle. I think this really highlights this is the complete microscopic form of why the Cowboys are failing right now. It's from John Machota. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's a Dallas Cowboys writer. He talks about the Cowboys, follows up on the Cowboys, does all that stuff. Look at this tweet. Quote, Jerry Jones declined to blame a lack of coaching adjustments for blowout losses the last 2 games, then said, for whatever reason, we're getting beat pretty good in the second half. Duh! It's right in front of your fucking face! What do you mean? For whatever reason, we're getting beat pretty good in the second half. Because there's no adjustments. When you go out there, you look at the Cowboys' last 2 games, right? Down 10-7 against Atlanta and up 9-7 against the Eagles. You see that there are some problems. You're not scoring as much on offense. You're settling for field goals in the game against the Eagles. You're not getting things done. You're behind in the Atlanta game. You're only up by 2 against an Eagles team that was 8-1 coming to the game. You've got to make adjustments. You've got to figure out what was the problem. What was something we need to fix? In the Atlanta game, it was quite freaking obvious that the problem was Chaz Green. Yet we didn't sub him until the 4th quarter when it didn't even matter anymore. Do you see that there's a problem with that? When it's a 10-7 game, you have an opportunity, a chance to win a game, a huge game, to keep the playoff hopes alive, and you decide, well, we're just going to let Chaz do his thing, see if he can make it better. No! Put in Byron freaking Bell and at least give Dak an opportunity to win the football game. But no, Atlanta goes and scores 17 more points, and we score zip in that third and fourth quarter. Then in the Eagles game, you're up 2 points. You played pretty good defense, I'll say that. You had good things. But no, you don't change anything. You don't scheme for anything. You see the problem right there in front of your face, and you don't change it. You know how many points the Cowboys have scored in the last 2 games in the second half? 0. You know how many their opponents have scored? 47. And you're saying that there's not a blame, you're not going to blame a lack of coaching adjustments? Get the fuck out of here. This is why our organization is in such dire straits right now. I like the Cowboys organization. Last season we were playing great as a team, but we're all over the place. It's a mess. It's one thing coming up after another, and we can't answer to the media correctly because this is a fucking stupid comment. For whatever reason, we're getting beat pretty good in the second half. Unbelievable. And then you decline to blame the lack of coaching adjustments for it. That's the problem. There's no chain reaction. You're just fucking not understanding what's going on the field. Jerry Jones has been this owner for a long time. You would think he would be wanting to change the guard because he's had great head coaches in his time. You know, Jimmy Johnson was a great head coach in his time. They knew how to win together. But there's so much drama and controversy and stupidity coming from both of these fools. They don't know what they're doing. They absolutely don't know what they're doing. So with that said, I want Jerry Jones gone. I want Jason Garrett gone. I want his whole administration gone because Jason Garrett does not know how to head coach. He does not know how to coach in the NFL. We clearly see it on a regular week-to-week basis. He doesn't make any adjustments. He sits there and claps around when they make a play, and then when they don't, it's, oh, what happened to me? You feel bad for me. So in conclusion, I think there's a lot of things that need to be fixed with the Dallas Cowboys organization. I want them to win tomorrow because I have a bet with Mitch. So I kind of want them to win that game. Otherwise, wait till next season. There's too many things going on right now for me personally to see this team succeed. I just don't see it happening. If they get to a wild card, I'll be cheering for them. I'm still going to be a fan of the Cowboys, but win the game tomorrow and then hope for the best, I guess. that is going to be my rant. That's a personal Cowboys rant, but I know a lot of y'all will enjoy it because you're a bunch of Cowboys haters. A lot of you guys are, not everybody. But thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you guys enjoyed. Comment below, what do you guys think of the Cowboys' struggles? Can they get back to form next season? What do they got to do? What do they got to change to make this successful change of the movement, changing of the guard, if you will? Subscribe to the Bottom Line View. We're close to 4,000 subscribers, which is very cool. We've been getting to that point where we're very, very close to getting there. We want to get there by the end of the year. So get us to 4,000, please. We will thank you very, very much for doing so. I got a video. Actually, I don't have a video, but I'm going to be featured on a video that'll be out next Wednesday on a different channel. I'll be giving that out next week when that is out. So stay tuned. I'm going to be featured on a new video for somebody else. So that'll be interesting for you guys. And yeah, stick around. We got predictions and picks tonight. And then we might be doing a Thanksgiving video tomorrow. We do have a live stream reactions again. The first one with the Rams and the Vikings went excellently well. We're doing a second one. This one's going to be Saints versus Rams. I know the Rams are being featured 2 weeks in a row, but look at the schedule this week. It ain't very good, folks. Not as good as last week. And the Saints and Rams are two of the top teams in the NFL. So we decided we're going to go ahead and do that game. So check us out. That's at 3:25 Central Time on Sunday. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to The Bottom Line View for more NFL content.